Hi, I'm Sarah, the designer for JewelrySupply.com. Let's take a look at memory wire. Here's a couple of tips for working with memory wire. First and foremost, make sure that you have a pair of safety goggles handy, and they're fairly inexpensive and you can get them at your local hardware store. They're going to protect your eyes from any accidents that you may have. Now, chances are you probably won't, but if you do, at least your eyes are protected. If you're ever going to work with wire, it's always a good idea to invest in at least a couple of pairs of safety goggles so that they're always within reach if you misplace one. Memory wire is a type of wire that always wants to snap back into shape. It comes in extremely handy because you're not going to need a clasp. Basically, if you wind up getting something like this for your wrist, it just wraps around your wrist. You can also get sizes for necklaces, and you can also get sizes for rings too. You can cut as many loops as you want to make your bracelet. But for this project, I think I'm just going to do one that has 3 loops in it. Take note of where the end of your wire is. Mine's right here. And I'm basically just going to run along that imaginary line across the loops until I get to the 3rd loop. Now line your cut up with the end of the coil. And then cut. Memory wire is extremely tough, and for that you're going to want a specific kind of cutters. These are called memory wire cutters. They're also extremely handy if you work a lot with hard wire, anything of a thick gauge. These work out absolutely great because when you cut through wire like this, it's not going to mar the jaws. They actually have carbide inserts, which allow for repeated use and extreme durability. Don't use regular cutters whenever you're cutting memory wire. If you want cutters that give you a nice clean flush cut, use pliers PL219. They're going to look a little different than these pliers that I'm showing you right here, but they're going to perform the same task. Now with the end of memory wire, you can either choose to roll the ends to finish them off, or you can use something like what I have here, BD953, or 5mm memory wire end caps. Now how you put these on the end is you use just a little bit of glue, and I have some GL527 right here. Put just a little bit on the tip of the memory wire and then affix the bead to the end. Let it dry completely before moving on to the next step. I already have an end that's been glued on and it's completely dry. The next thing you have to do is just thread on whatever kind of beads you want to use. I have a couple of crystals here, RB8714. So thread on as many beads as you need, and you can use metal beads, you can use crystals, you can use wood beads. The choice is completely up to you. And when you come to the end of this, again, just like before, use a little bit of GL527, affix the other end cap to the end right here, and then let it dry, and it's ready to wear.